Hi.
My name's Evan Dow. I am brothers with Alec, and my mother, my mother is Gabby, who just spoke. I am a Valley student, and I do not think that SeaWorld is a good place to take me and other students for field trips, because first, they keep the whales in very small tanks when they should be free in the ocean. The whales are forced to do tricks in front of an audience and are rewarded with dead fish, which Alex explained is kind of just like us being forced to eat rotten bananas every day. And they sometimes are separated from their family, going to different parts of the world. Scientists have proven that they have self-consciousness in their brain, and they know that they are here and what's going on, so they can get emotional and stuff, you know. SeaWorld is obviously torturing their animals there, and I do not think that we should support them. Oh, sorry, and I forgot to mention, I live in 1-2, and that's it.
Thank you. I can see where our next student board member is coming from.
Our next agenda item is our other 701.
Ms. Beatty,
Yes.
before we get to the next agenda item, if I can just put out there an acknowledgement that this particular item, there's passions on both sides of it, but I don't think it's within the subject jurisdiction of this district, and I would like to make a motion to lay it on the table indefinitely.
I'm going to second that.
The motion to table is non-debatable and moves right to a vote.
Okay, we do have a lot of speakers that didn't speak during public comment. I'm just wondering.
Just think about all the time we're saving us and them.
Well, I'm thinking about the fact that they just waited for 2.5 hours. We have students, several students that we could table it, and okay. Okay, so we got a first and a second, so we have a motion by Board Member Zane, second by Board Member O'Connor Radcliffe to table agenda item 701, the resolution supporting educational opportunities for the humane treatment of animals. Yes, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Okay, and the motion passes. So I guess we'll take the unusual step of going back to public comment, because I think the speakers who are waiting to speak would have spoken during public comment. And, you know, Zach, I'd say you're going to make a great leader, but I think you're already a great leader right now, and it showed a lot of maturity. And I think you know, that's the essence of democracy, is you know, you try to put something forth and it gets rejected or it's not well received, and so you hear what the people have to say, and then you make your modifications and your changes. And you know, perhaps this one could be submitted. It can't, since it's new. I don't know that as an amendment it could be passed. That's something we could discuss as a board, but otherwise it could, this new revised one, depending, that it could be on the docket for the June meeting. And with that said, I will pass the torch to you.
Okay, Zach, name and address. And
My name is Zach Appleter, and I live at 84, and I'm a senior at Westview High School. I am here tonight speaking in support of the resolution entitled Supporting Educational Opportunities for the Humane Treatment of Animals. I propose this resolution to the board because it is vital for students to learn about the preservation and humane treatment of animals and the natural world, especially with an increase in pollution and the growing risk of climate change. In addition to positive feedback, I have heard many community criticisms of this resolution, as Board President Kimberly Beatty has discussed. These criticisms have been brought to my attention, and I have revised my resolution, and some of these revisions conclude like corrections and erroneous statements I made about the San Diego Zoo, and an acknowledgement of the positive educational opportunities that SeaWorld still provides students, and then other changes in wording. That being said, the resolution recognizes the positive changes that zoological institutions have made in adjustment to changing public opinion, including those from SeaWorld. It does not demand that they remove their animal acts or simply dump their animals into the open ocean. but rather encourages them to explore different educational alternatives that do not involve exploiting a sentient and intelligent species for entertainment. The National Aquarium has already explored such alternatives, considering retiring their 8 dolphins to a seaside sanctuary where they could still be cared for and fed in their natural environment. They ended their shows and allowed people to observe the dolphins freely. They also ended their breeding program back in 2011. Some other alternatives SeaWorld and other animal parks could implement include IMAXs, a roller coaster that could take the rider through the life of a cetacean in the wild, along with the anthropogenic dangers they face, or even something as simple as screening films that promote environmental stewardship. I recently watched a program about pilot whales that explored a wild pod's lives and the dangers they face in the ocean. It showed their intelligence and how vital the oceans are for our survival. Television programs such as this and my experiences seeing dolphins in their natural habitat taught me far more than I ever learned at SeaWorld, and were the reason that I became a passionate and well-informed animal and environmental advocate at the end of 7th grade. Until that point, ironically, my dream was to be a SeaWorld trainer. I was very fervent about that. Since I became an activist, I helped to organize the largest march for a captive cetacean in history, have done trail maintenance and forest restoration in Yosemite National Park, and have volunteered in Costa Rica to protect sea turtle eggs from poachers. At SeaWorld, I never learned about important educational issues, such as the massacring of dolphins across the globe, such as the one in Taiji, Japan, although SeaWorld no longer takes dolphins from this infamous cove, even though they used to. SeaWorld has not done much to end the slaughter when it, being a well-established institution, could actively use its voice to call for aquariums to stop buying dolphins from Taiji and educate their visitors about this issue. 50 years ago, there may have been value holding cetaceans in captivity as we knew little about them. However, in this day and age, times and public opinion have changed. Animal rights has become a growing concern, obviously, with our community, and with the information we now know about cetaceans, one can understand the cruelty behind holding one in such a cruel environment. This board should approve my resolution in order to encourage an exploration and new educational opportunities on the preservation and humane treatment of animals, as this knowledge will help students deal with real-world problems. Places such as SeaWorld, who obtain most of their profit from entertainment shows, unlike the San Diego Zoo, should be encouraged to adapt their business model to a rapidly changing public opinion. Thank you all for your consideration.
Thank you.
And I worked at SeaWorld. I've worked there for 26 years, and I want to obviously say my support for SeaWorld. And I don't want you to be deceived, because there's been a movie out there that has really pulled on people's heartstrings, and it's one good thing is it's got people passionate. And I know that the animals at SeaWorld are treated humanely. They are treated very well, and if they weren't, I would not work there. I would not have been there for as long as I have. I have personally taught thousands of kids about marine life and about conservation, both at SeaWorld and in our schools. Parkview, Creekside, Midland. These are just a few of the schools where SeaWorld has brought animals to kids. And when you see the looks on their faces, the awe, the wonder of meeting an animal firsthand, it provides passion, just like Zach has. When you see that animal, we touch the heart to teach the mind. If this resolution passes and you do indeed encourage SeaWorld to explore animal sanctuaries for their animal entertainers, our kids will lose a tremendous opportunity to learn. Do you realize what this resolution is asking? On the surface, it seems like a great idea. Who doesn't want the animals to be treated humanely? We all do. But this resolution is severely flawed. There are no whale sanctuaries. None exist. No scientific proof that animals do better in a sanctuary. The American Zoological Association just renewed SeaWorld's accreditation, proving that the animals there are well taken care of. Sanctuaries are not regulated. If the animals were gone, so would be the connections. In shows, people are entertained, yes. But animals are exercised, they're stimulated, they interact with their trainers who love them, and with whom the animals have a relationship. The shows inspire thousands of people at a time to conserve our world we live in and to protect the animals. Baba Diome once said, "For in the end, we will conserve only what we love. We will love only what we understand, and we will understand only what we are taught. Now that you know what this resolution is really about and that SeaWorld does treat its animals well, I urge you to vote no. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Myers, and I'm a senior at Westview High School, and my address is 1. When I was younger, my family went to SeaWorld a lot, and to be honest, most of my memories there had been exploring the play place that they had. It's strange because this was my primary memory because I was a huge animal lover. I watched Animal Planet religiously before going to elementary school, and I love learning new facts about the things I love. However, on a family trip to Alaska, there was an experience that sparked my imagination more than any tank at SeaWorld. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Our family happened to see a pod of migrating beluga whales. There's no way to describe the scale of this event. There had to have been hundreds of them. Our tour guide told us this was a rare sight, and I was instantly enchanted by these creatures. When I came home from this trip, I immediately went onto the internet to learn more about the beluga whales. I learned a lot from my own accord, like how they don't have dorsal fins, so they don't let off excess heat in the chilly northern waters. But there was one distressing fact that I learned in my research. Climate change would detrimentally affect the environment that the beluga whales need to thrive. The temperature of the water would increase, the icy habitat would melt, and the salinity of the water would decline. Naturally, I was distressed after learning this information, and I worked to find ways to lessen my output of carbon dioxide into the environment. Seeing beluga whales in the wild made the issue of global warming more understandable and more relatable. If their natural habitat I saw them in was destroyed, no one would be able to witness their majesty in person. This is an experience you can't comprehend from seeing the marine animals inside a tank. SeaWorld does tell its visitors it's important to protect marine life. However, their stance on the ever-important values of conservation, education, and animal welfare could be seen as hypocritical. Killer whales in captivity suffer, according to the Center for Whale Research and the NOAA, and they live an average of 15 years in captivity, compared to the 30 years for males and 50 years for females in the wild. They are fed stress pills and benzodiazepine due to the immense toll of performing in front of a crowd and being confined in a pool that is 1,400th the 80 to 100 miles orcas swim in the wild every day. Killer whales do not need drugs to be healthy in the wild. SeaWorld states the ocean is dangerous because of the increasing levels of population and other anthropogenic causes. This is sadly becoming true. We should be advocating to stop these destructive acts instead of simply sidestepping the problem. Preventing a mess is better than cleaning it up. Students need to be aware of this to better protect the environment. The park's rescue and rehabilitation programs with other animals are invaluable. However, they do not relate to the welfare of their animals in captivity, and SeaWorld uses them as a distraction for this issue. In order to truly be promoters of conservation and education, they need to
Lindsay,
stop...
please summarize quickly.
So pretty much I believe that,
Sorry, take your time. Pick
Okay.
a sentence.
Seeing animals in their natural environment helps us see them as equals that we need to help protect rather than performers for the sake of human entertainment. This is important because you need to learn about animals in humane environments. For these reasons, I ask the board to pass a resolution. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for your time. My name is Steve Dow. I'm a parent of two students that spoke earlier. I'm a very proud parent. I am here in support of the resolution tonight on the animal welfare. I want to start off, Member Zane, my initial take on this initially was also kind of like, hey, maybe this isn't really a school thing, maybe this isn't it's kind of more of an ethical thing. Why, if I'm in your position, I might be thinking, why would this be something that I would have to even consider? The more I thought about it, I realized, one, we do allow field trips to SeaWorld, and two, ethical issues are, every issue you make is an ethical issue. Every decision you make as a school board a budget is a moral document. So I think this is definitely in the school district's purview. I personally, politically, I'm an independent. I lean right in lots of cases, but in this one case of as far as dolphin and orca captivity, in principle, I am against it. And it took me a little while to get to that point. But to summarize it relatively quickly, if I had a dog and I tied my dog to a tree for 2 years, and I was nice to it, I pet it, I fed it, but I never, I never took it out for a walk, whatever it might be, my neighbor could look over the fence and call the animal police, and I think it'd be a justified call. And I can't help but notice some of the parallels. We've learned, yes, through studies, maybe perhaps at SeaWorld and other places, but we have now learned just how intelligent these animals are, and I can't help but to see those parallels, and I do see that as animal cruelty. Just bluntly, I don't see any other way around it. My wife and I and family were able to compartmentalize that. We love going to SeaWorld. There are good things that the company does, but to me, more and more, it became this pink gorilla in the room that I cannot pretend away anymore. It's wrong. It's not a right or left issue. It's a right or wrong issue. It's wrong. That's my take on it. And I do feel that allowing class trips to SeaWorld is tacit approval of animal cruelty. That's my perspective. I ask that you vote in the affirmative when you do untable this issue in support of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Robin Sheets. I live at Niños in Rancho Penasquitas. And thank you for just listening to us tonight. Thank you for giving up your spot like that. I really appreciate it. That's something that's very passionate to me because I've been the head killer whale trainer at SeaWorld for 26 years. I currently am. Still smell like fish right now from earlier today. And, as some would have you believe, I had a busy day of abusing animals all day. And I can't tell you how that hurts. To hear that, has the world gone completely mad? This movie Blackfish comes out and people believe it. Why do you believe it? Do you know these people? What's the point? It's on a screen. It's something that a real big challenge that our students are facing. They're impacted by screens because we have one in our hand all day long. I see this as a parent of students that go to Poway School. My older daughter graduated through. My other daughter, McKenna's over here, a sophomore at Mount Carmel right now. And to hear these things that I'm the guy. I was there. I've been there for all of this. We have never fed the whales any kind of medicine to make them calm down. 26 years. I've never done it. I don't know where this stuff comes from. Separating the moms and babies in the movie Blackfish. They bring up, Takara and Kasaka, and they were separated. You would think this was a young baby that still needed her mom, and that Kasaka was crying and screaming at the glass and depressed. It's all fake. The only thing that did happen is Takara was moved to another facility when she was a fully grown adult, 12 and a half, with her own calf. Kasaka did no vocalizations at the glass. None were recorded. She didn't stop eating. There was no reaction at all. I was there with her. I'm the one that orchestrated all that. This was all just put in the movie to pull on people's heartstrings and impact them. And look what it's done. Look at the damage that it has caused and the mistrust. It's nothing short of social terrorism. Using these things and using social media to gain supporters. It's absolutely crazy. But to get off the darker side of that, some of the things that SeaWorld's done, we work with NOAA. We've done some great research with them recently. We're working with the Navy, doing a hearing test. We taught the whales to blow bubbles when they heard the tone underwater. Like when you go to a hearing test, you raise your hand. Now they have baselines for killer whale hearing thresholds. They've never had that before. The guy, I think it's this month, is at the World Conference of Ocean Noise conference that he's talking about the information he's found from SeaWorld. It's directly related to out in the wild. This is only one of 8 research projects me and my staff are currently working on right now. And also, I don't really know what's wrong with shows. Shows are fun. We don't have a script. The animals aren't forced to perform any behavior. We have a board that we kind of write a light script on. We throw that out. It's just a big playtime while there's music and video and some people sitting in the audience. We're not forced to do anything with the whales that we don't want to. We just have a great time with them. So it's usually a very exciting part of our day and the animals' day. Again, no drugs. I talked about that. We don't do that. Debunk the mom and calf thing. There's so much in that movie. It's just all so bad.
Please summarize.
Please summarize. I just summarize again, and I'm glad that you recognize that this really doesn't belong here in this arena anyway, but to have our kids manipulated through adults that have agendas is just not, it's just not right. Talk about not right. Let people make their own decisions. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is McKenna Sheets. I am a sophomore at Mount Carmel High School. I have been attending Poway Unified School District since I was a kindergartner. And so far, I have never been so ashamed to be associated with this district. I have been going to SeaWorld for 15 and a half years, and behind the scenes and everything, not once have I ever seen abuse to those animals. I myself have grown up loving those animals, and I myself have special connections with those animals. I have watched like 4 babies be born there, and it is amazing to watch what has been happening. And just watching other kids' faces light up as they learn this, and it's incredible. Even adults, watching adults learn stuff like this, it's amazing. I can't even express how important that is. And just watching you guys do this it's hurtful, because this is my life and this is what I know. And watching a few movies does not make you it doesn't make you know anything about this. I have been first-hand experience for 15 and a half years. First-hand. I have watched these whales grow up. I have grown up alongside them. I have been there every step of the way. And it hurts to watch you do this. Because I don't understand how you can call yourself an education system while you rip away education from children. It is hurtful and it is wrong. It's not okay. Because these whales have never been hurt. They have never been drugged. My father is willing to wake up at 2 in the morning and rush down there if there is anything wrong. He will sacrifice anything for these animals. It is amazing to just watch him talk about how much he loves them, the way his eyes light up. I am who I am today, and I'm proud of who I am today, because I have grown up at SeaWorld learning this stuff. And I don't understand how you can rip away these amazing facts and details from these children. It doesn't make any sense to me. Because that is what SeaWorld is all about. They are there to be an educational program. Every single time I'm there, they are having fun. The whales are having fun. I watch their eyes light up. I have never seen anything wrong go on, and I have been to multiple backstage shows. Nothing has ever been wrong. I myself do not agree with this resolution for many reasons, as I have said, and I really urge you to vote against it. Thank you.
We grow up and we play at politics and we play at economics and finance. It is a dangerous thing because it is not only irresponsible, but it is unsustainable. And at our school, a lot of times when you talk about, oh, I'm marching on SeaWorld, which I haven't done yet, but we get a lot of flack for it because it's like, why do you care? It has nothing to do with you. But something about compassion is caring about something that maybe doesn't touch you directly. And I just personally believe that it is our lot it's not our lot to determine which land is parceled out to whom, because I believe that we're, again, as the AP US history book is so fond of saying, Earth is not our empire, but a kingdom for all. So, I'm ending a little bit early. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.